It's Tristan from PrimalEdgeHealth.com, and it is nice and cloudy today. We've had such a dry month, and my lip is like fully cracked. We had all these fires around. It was smoky and dry here in the Andes of southern Ecuador, but finally the rainy season's here and we're getting a little bit of moisture, but it's still nice and warm. All right, question of the day. Can you build muscle on a ketogenic diet? Okay, answer of the day, yes, you can build muscle on a ketogenic diet. Now, I'll go ahead and hit on the basic points first, but just to start out, you can absolutely build muscle on a ketogenic diet. There's no contraindication between ketosis and muscle protein synthesis or the repair and regeneration of your muscle bellies. All that is required, if you look at all the scientific literature available, all that is required to build muscle is, first of all, you have to stimulate the muscle and damage it enough to create that hypertrophy response. You got to create that mTOR response. You got to create that anabolic response in the muscle, and you do this through resistance training. Basically, break down the muscle and it'll be rebuilt bigger and stronger. Now, the only other component necessary is adequate calories, namely adequate protein. So an abundance in amino acids and the stimulus of resistance training are all that is required to build muscle. Carbohydrates do stimulate insulin, do stimulate mTOR, and yes, they can be useful as a tool for performance and for building muscle, but are they required? No. In fact, some people seem to build muscle far better in absence of a lot of carbohydrates. Myself included, when I'm in ketosis, my recovery is improved. My inflammation levels are low. I seem to get a much better response from resistance training when I'm in ketosis. Now, I don't necessarily think it's healthy for individuals to be packing on as much muscle as their frame can handle. It is not a healthy thing to do to a crooked frame, especially. Most of us have poor postures. Most of us have kyphosis. We're kind of slumped over. Most of us have hyperlordosis, where our butt sticks out. Most of us have poor posture. If you're going to build muscle and create a hypertrophy response on a crooked frame, you could be setting yourself up for major issues down the line. Not just major issues with your movement, with impediments to your movement, with back pain and stuff like that, but also perhaps even organ functions, because the fascia tissue network, the network that communicates information throughout the entire body, this amazing piezoelectric grid that transmits light, that responds to subtle changes in the magnetic field, this fascia network, the collagen network of your body, it's probably far more important than just the size of your muscle bellies. So it's not just about how big and bloated you can make a muscle appear. What's important for your health, for the functioning of your body, is that you're able to integrate that muscle into functioning movement patterns, that you're able to integrate that muscle into your daily life. Or else, why the heck would your body want to carry it around? Why would you want this extra metabolic activity to support all this muscle if it's not going to help you feel better, perform better, and live longer? So keep it in check there, guys. Obviously, if you're coming to this channel, you're looking for information on healthy living and lifestyle, on fat loss, on muscle gain, but you're not coming here to learn how to be Mr. Olympia. I weigh 160 pounds, soaking wet, I'm 5'8". I'm not huge, I have no ambition to be huge, but I do know that I can build a significant amount of muscle on a ketogenic diet, that all the clients I've worked with who've implemented strength training routines with a ketogenic diet have had massively beneficial responses. And this is not just because you don't need carbohydrates to build muscle. It's also because when you optimize the human body's function within its environment, when you optimize your circadian rhythm, when you're getting to sleep in time, when you're entraining your body for the natural light cycles of your environment, when your stress levels are low, when your inflammation's low, when you're getting the nutrition you need, not just from your food, but from your environment, from your thoughts, from your intention, when you're getting that fuel, your body functions far better. Your body, the hormonal systems will balance. You'll be giving your body enough fats, fat-soluble vitamins, and enough fats actually create the sex hormones required to build muscle. So you need enough fat to create testosterone, to make vitamin D. You need fats. Now, a lot of people who try to build muscle, they get on these bodybuilder type diets, chicken and rice, super, super low fat, and compromise their endocrine system by not providing enough substrate for these sex hormones, like testosterone. So when you get on a ketogenic diet, you're making sure you're getting enough fat. A lot of people, their hormones will balance out much better in this state, especially if you start getting these other lifestyle factors dialed in as well, because it's not just about diet. It's about how you interact with your environment. It's about the light cycles you live within. So, not only are carbohydrates not required to build muscle, there's actually been a study done by Jacob Wilson. I believe Dominic D'Agostino is also a published author on this paper, where they looked at resistance-trained individuals and they compared responses in muscle development between a ketogenic diet group and a higher carb standard American diet type group. The ketogenic diet group gained significantly more lean muscle mass and lost significantly more body fat than the standard American diet group when doing the same resistance training routine. So of course more studies are needed, but this is very promising. So, to reiterate, you do not need carbohydrates to build muscle. In fact, there's actually a lot of big, huge, monstrous guys who, with a little bit of help from some exogenous hormones, guys like, there's this dude, John Anderson. He's been on like a zero carb diet for decades, and he's this like 300-pound former pro wrestler, not meaning like actual wrestling, meaning like WWE style. He's like a 300-pound bodybuilder. I think he did like a Mr. Olympia or something like that. I think he did some of these big bodybuilding shows. But anyways, this guy's been on a zero carb diet for decades. No carbs at all. And is massive. So there are individuals, there are a lot of athletes who've done even zero carb diets and ketogenic diets and gained significant muscle mass. If you look at the Vince Gironda diet, essentially is a protein and fat based diet with no carbs. So a lot of these individuals have been doing this, utilizing low carbohydrate approaches to build muscle for a long time. And the scientific research is there as well. Of course, more exploration is necessary, and it's about what works for you. If you prefer to do a carbohydrate-based diet, I'm not saying that you should do a ketogenic diet. Just talking about my experience with myself, with training clients, and the research available. So do your own research, make your own opinion, and yeah, that's it. You don't need carbohydrates to build muscle. What you need is significant enough resistance training to create that anabolic response, and enough calories to support the excess mass and an excess of amino acids. So you need protein. If you're cutting your protein way, way too low, if you're afraid to eat protein, then you're not going to build very much muscle. If you're not resistance training, you're not going to create the stimulus required to build that muscle. So, that's it. You can find more at primaledgehealth.com. If you want to learn more about the ketogenic diet, you can check out our ebook, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, paleo, and ketogenic cuisine. This book took us over a year to produce, and it's all recipes designed in our little funky modest kitchen here in the Andes of Ecuador. Not using a bunch of insanely expensive ingredients, using basic ingredients. This is a manual design to train you how to properly implement a ketogenic diet and to turn your kitchen into a place where ketogenic art is created. So we're really, if you can't tell, we're stoked to have this book out. Jessica worked her butt off. She's actually working on some recipes right now for the next cookbook that she's working on, which is to be announced. So yeah, check out the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook at primaledgehealth.com. If you want coaching, you can hit us up on the coaching section. And we still got the 1 kilo bags of maca. I don't know how much longer we're going to have it for, so if you're trying to get down some more of that maca, you might want to get it now. I don't think we're going to have it at that price again because it's pretty insanely low. So yeah, primaledgehealth.com. If you want coaching, hit us up at the coaching section. Check out the products on the products page. Subscribe and share if you like it. and make sure to like it.